I ain't gonna lie. My dad's death hit me harder than my mom's. Not that I should be comparing the two, and it's not that I was closer to him than I was to her. Don't think any of that was it. I just think that with my dad, I expected more from him. Like he was that dude. He's always been the man's man. He was the one who bounced back from everything, like endured all the things. And yeah, sure, death is inevitable, but I still thought that he was going to beat that moment. I didn't expect it to be just 10 days from when I brought him home from the nursing facility or assisted living facility that he would pass away. 10 days. I literally have a sign. I still have it in my room right now, actually. I had a sign on his door that said, healing happens here, because I was fully expecting his recovery. I mean, I had a Zoom party for him. It was COVID, so, we couldn't have people come over. It was 2021. We were still kind of like, ew, we can't have people at the house. So I didn't have people over, but I had a Zoom party to welcome him home, and everybody was wishing him well, and everybody was hoping for the best. So it was just weird to have to turn around and say 10 days later, hey, just want to let y'all know. That was weird. But the thing about being his caregiver that made his passing, I think, harder for me is because I was intimately caring for him. That's the pretty way I'm gonna say that. Yeah. But he never made it hard for me. He always made it seem like you don't even have to be worried about that, baby girl. It's no big deal. Don't worry. No sweat. You're doing great. He encouraged me all the time. And I felt like I owed it to him to be good with it all. I know when he actually passed away, he was at the house. He was at his house. I had brought him home, and the room that used to be my room had become his room. Ironic, right? Especially when you think about caregiving for a parent and how the roles reverse. Just the fact that he couldn't stay in his bed because he couldn't get up on his own, so he had to be in a hospital bed. And we turned the room that used to be mine and then the one that had become my son's room became his room where I cared for him. And he used to look at me and just try to calm me down, because I just felt like this was so inappropriate as a daughter to be doing the things that I did. But I did the things that I had to do, especially because I was strong enough to do it. Not emotionally. I'm not even talking about that, because I didn't think I was. But you figure out what you are when you got to do it, right? But physically strong enough, because we didn't have in-home care on a regular basis. We had somebody who came over every Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, twice a week for like 4 hours. Or maybe it was 6 hours. I don't remember right now, but it wasn't a lot considering it's how many hours in a week? I don't remember. Whatever 24 is times 7. 24 times 7. What is that? 168? I don't remember. Anyway, I don't feel like doing the math, but the point is, I had all of those extra hours that were on me to care for him, and I didn't live there. So I was driving back and forth from my house. Yeah, sure, it's 5 miles away, but I was driving back and forth 3 and 4 times a day. Well, 2 or 3 times a day to make sure he was turned, not sitting on the same spot too long. It was still too long, but that was the best I could do because I was also still homeschooling my son, who was 10 at the time. So he was in 5th grade, 4th grade, something like that. So here I am, and I'm doing all of these things, taking care of very private parts for my dad. He's, making it seem like, oh, baby girl, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. You're doing what you got to do. I love you. You're the best. You're an A1 in my book. He always say, you A1 in my book. You're doing such a good job. Just encouraging me. And because that was his style, like as a parent, to still, even in his state of being, to still be taking care of me. Like, he couldn't do anything physically to take care of me, but he was emotionally caring for me while I was caring for him. And that was huge. And I think that it's that same approach that he gave or that he had towards me caring for him that made me realize that when he passed, I owed it to him to be okay. And I'm saying that because he was always better when he knew I was better. If he knew I was okay, he was okay. And his last words to me were, I'm okay. And I wouldn't have even known that if it wasn't for my son, like I said, who was 10 at the time, who, when I walked out of the room where my dad had passed away and walked into the very next room where my son was taking an online class for homeschool, and I told him that he had just passed away, after he came to himself and said, wait, are you telling me my grandfather is dead? And I had to say, yeah, baby. His very next question to me was, what were his last words? And that's when I thought about it, and I was like, He said, I'm okay. Now, he said I'm okay in practicality because he was telling me not to worry because he had started what looked like a seizure of some sort. And that wasn't anything I'd ever seen him do in the time span that I had been caring for him, which had been from April till October. So however long that is. I'm not doing the math today on anything. But he was like making this motion, like he was just very uncomfortable. And I was like, Daddy, talk to me. Daddy, you okay? Or maybe I didn't ask him if he was okay, but I was just like trying to get him to say something because it looked like he was choking, but then it also looked like he was having a seizure. So I didn't know. So he managed to say, I'm okay. And at his celebration of life service, or funeral, for those of you who don't know what that means, because that was real churchy, right? But at his celebration of life service, when I spoke, I said that he said, I'm okay, as his last words to me. And because he was okay, I'm okay. And I meant that. And I meant that because I felt like, well, if he's okay, I gotta be okay, right? Because he's not gonna be okay if I'm not okay. And even though he's passed away, he's still my dad. And spirits don't die, just bodies. So since his spirit was still very much alive, I know that his spirit wanted me to be okay. Because in true daddy fashion, especially a girl dad, he needed his baby girl to be okay. He needed to know that he had left here with me being fully equipped to handle whatever life would bring my way without him here. So that's what gave me the strength to say, yeah, I am okay. And I'm going to keep being okay. And I'm going to keep loving you, Daddy. And I'm going to keep figuring out ways to make memories with you on the other side of heaven and me still here on earth. Yeah, I'm okay. And I mean it. And for that reason, I can help explain how I got here. And possibly somebody out there, you're caregiving right now and your parent is here, but there's a transition, there's a difference, there's a level of grief, pain, just hard to deal with emotions that you're already experiencing. I've been there. I have been there, and I want to help you. So, if you will do me the favor of sticking close, matter of fact, go to my website. I have something for you. I created a course, a caregiver course, because I learned a lot from caregiving from my mom and my dad, reverse order. And I would love to help you get through this season of your life with a lot more smiles than tears. Because I did a lot of crying. But it took me like a mindset shift to turn those smiles into tears. That's not what I meant to say. To turn those tears into smiles. And learn how to take care of me while taking care of him. And while taking care of her, take care of me. So, I'm looking forward to working with you. How about that? All right, so click the link. Click the link. I'm going to figure out how to put it there by the time I post this. But yeah, if you're not sure if it's you, I got a survey you can answer, help you figure out if it's you. And if you know for sure it's you, by all means, go to my website and sign up. DanitaLynn.com. All right? I love y'all.